Morning everyone, welcome back to Noble Flowers. We are a family of 5. We live in the southeastern side of Australia, in northeast Victoria, and we farm flowers and we sell retail. So welcome. Today we're going to have a talk about Valentine's Day. We've had a few hiccups and this is our first year really all in. So we went all in farming and selling retail back in July of 2021. I'll link a video, pop a picture of the video here, and I'll put the description, a link down in the description of this video so you can watch that where we went all in. And we have been selling really well. Like, we left our jobs and this is it. So, you know, we've had to learn how to price flowers, and I'll link that video as well. And this is coming around to our first real Valentine's Day. And we have a mentor, and hello, I don't know if I can say her name on here, but she knows who she is if she's watching, and we appreciate everything you do. And she is just pushing. You've got to get on Valentine's Day. It is the biggest opportunity of the year to really make money selling flowers, and the extra money that you make on Valentine's Day can really carry you through the months where there's lower sales. So it's a pretty important time. However, in Australia and potentially the rest of the world, there is a lot of talk, and it's even in the media, about a shortage of flowers. I mean, anyone who's farming flowers knows there's plenty of flowers, but probably the targeted flower at this point is the red rose. And we in Australia, we do have some farms that farm roses, but they can't keep up with the demand. And we will typically get a crap load of imported roses, like just enormous amounts in time for Valentine's Day. The prices go up a bit, everything gets more expensive, but people make a lot of money. And I've just got James here, if you can hear him. He's tipping buckets of water out and he's eating green tomatoes, so I don't know how that's going to go. Yes, so there's some problems at the moment. I suspect it's due to COVID with transport issues, and there was a piece last night. I will see if I can find the clip and link it. Possibly I can pop it in here.
Lauren Bentley is a master at her craft, a florist who'd normally be gearing up for one of her busiest days of the year.
We've just decided that it's probably not viable for our business.
The doors staying shut on Valentine's Day with a shortage of blooms pushing prices up, a low number of international flights making roses from Ecuador and Colombia scarce and expensive.
So there's transport problems. The roses are growing in other parts of the world. I think there have been some weather problems, but in all honesty, I reckon if you get out of any year farming without any crop problems at all, you've done amazing. And I think these big growers are probably accounting for the fact they need to grow more than what they know they're going to sell because of that reason. So I don't really believe that there's an actual shortage of flowers, particularly roses. I just think the problem probably comes down to the fact that getting them to Australia is the problem. So apparently, well, with COVID, there's less people working, so there's less people to transport, and we don't know if we are going to actually get our orders, and we don't know how much the orders are going to cost. So winding back a little bit to last week, I mentioned that our Valentine's Day is a little bit cooked. Reason being, we had a massive hold up in our flower shed. Hi everyone, I am working on this studio still, and we've had a massive setback, which was supposed to be finished in time for this weekend. We have to now pull all the cladding off, add a flashing around the bottom because it leaked, and re-clad the whole thing. We are probably a few months behind now, which means the air conditioner couldn't go in. And that was the key point. We could have operated, I'm just watching what James is doing. James, hey, come back please. Danger, danger, stop. Okay, so the air conditioner. we were going to have that in, we could have operated with a half finished shed as long as we had that aircon in there, because we were going to buy a lot of roses and we needed to keep them cold and dark. So that went out the window. The second thing was this van that we bought was just kind of an added bonus that we found that in time, but it's not going to be ready. So we also don't have the van to operate. We were going to sort of work pretty full on for 4 days over Valentine's Day. So those two hiccups. And then on top of that, there's these very kind of worrying unknowns, particularly how much are these roses going to cost? So I did an order. I was actually going to order originally about $3,000 worth of roses. So that couldn't happen anymore because of the studio. We could have still just got by with the Tarago, selling them from that. I dropped our order back to $500 worth of roses. So without the price increases, that would have been 250 roses. However, I've been emailing this company that I'm buying them from, and they're not getting back to me about, they just want my details, and they're not actually telling me how much these roses are going to cost. Possibly they don't even know yet, and possibly they don't even know if they're going to get their shipments in time. So there is a chance we won't have roses for Valentine's Day. And I'm actually considering cancelling that order altogether, taking a trip to Melbourne on the Thursday right before Valentine's and just buying what we can buy. So that is another option. So at this point, we don't actually know what we're doing. Just need to open a banana for James. Go. Yummy. You're going to go play with Tom? Anyway, good boy. Okay, so everything else we've got all the nice wraps. We've got pink, red, white, the clear with the little frills on it, the dots. We've got like a holographic one. We've got all the ribbons. We've got the rose tubes. We have everything except the roses, and we aren't sure that we're going to get it. I actually saw some roses in a farmer's market yesterday. They were 10 red roses, not particularly long stems, maybe about this long, and so maybe 40 centimeters, and it was $40 for the and this was in they were selling those as retail, but this place is kind of known for cheaper flowers. So we're just not sure what's going to happen, and we're actually seeing that in Australia there's a whole heap of florists that are announcing they're not operating on Valentine's Day, which is a little bit odd. Why wouldn't you still open your doors and sell other flowers? I don't know what's going on there, whether it's just got too overwhelming for them or what's happened, but you know, sort of scrolling through Instagram, I'm seeing more and more people announce that they are not operating on Valentine's Day, whereas we are operating on Valentine's Day. The other hiccup we have is, well, it's not a hiccup, it's actually amazing. Our farm is now not producing enough flowers for what we're selling, which is a very good problem to have. It means that sales are going really well. However, we are going to have to buy extra flowers for Valentine's Day. And I'm not just talking about roses, I mean just any kind of flowers. We've also had a cold snap in the weather, which means things haven't opened up. The dahlias would normally be ready to go, they're not. And we also live in that, I think if you've been watching for a while, you know that our climate, we live in this, on this particular property, we're in a little bit of a basin, and the air temp does drop a little bit lower right where we are. We're in this kind of cooler microclimate. So generally our flowers are blooming a couple of weeks later than others in the area anyway. So we have some challenges. So I will film Valentine's Day and the lead up and what's going on, and I will pop a video up after Valentine's, because I honestly cannot tell you what is going to happen. And I know no one can tell you what's going to happen, but this year it's very unknown what is going to happen. So stay tuned. I don't know if we're going to have any red roses. We actually don't even know what our customers are going to think. I've popped some stuff up on the website already of what we're offering. And, you know, for a bouquet, like really nicely wrapped bouquet, I'll pop a picture up. of red roses. It's got 6 red roses in it with some baby's breath and some oak leaves. It's $90, and that's pretty standard across the area that we live to charge that much for a bouquet. And we keep feeling like, we took one of these Roadside and it didn't sell. We even reduced it down to $35 just to see what would happen. Still didn't sell. So we don't know whether our customers just don't want roses, or if in general people, I don't know. We actually don't know. We're taking a massive risk, even just spending $500 on, and that's without GST, and that's not including the baby's breath and all the extra stuff that we're going to buy. So maybe we will have spent about $1,000 on Valentine's Day. We don't know what is going to happen or if they're even going to sell. Worst case scenario, if they don't sell, we hang them all upside down and we dry them to do Mother's Day bouquets, which is making me wonder, should we have bought pink roses, not red ones, just as a, you know, for that backup plan. And we still may have to end up with pink roses because we may not be able to get the red ones. You want to say hello, Jamesy? You say hello. Look, say hello. No, he's not going to. He's got the sads, haven't you? Here, that's not how you eat it. So, stay tuned. The rest of this video, we're just doing some picking, and then we will see you next week. I don't know how busy we're going to be next week, so hopefully there's a video out next week, and then the week after should be the Valentine's Day video of what actually happened. So stay tuned, and we will see you soon. So on to the next bit of this video. Such a nice area. So we have that big mulberry tree on right at our door. So in December it's mulberries. We get sort of another flush of raspberries around now. So we're eating raspberries every night. And now the blackberries are ready. So we've just picked, let me show you, a whole heap. I'm gonna go berry picking and pick a few kilos to freeze and just make yummy things. So it's one of the little benefits of living in this amazing area that we live in. It's just absolutely abundant with food. Okay. Totally forgot. I gotta pick flowers. So our routine, we don't have many, but one of them is, we usually water overnight, but it rained yesterday, so we don't need to water today. And then we will come out and pick sort of just as the sun's gone down and leave the flowers to sit in the cool overnight. And then we make our bunches up in the morning. But I forgot. So now I'm out here with my little unhelper. He's not very helpful because he will walk along, he'll find the nearest stick, walk along and bang all the flowers with sticks. Yeah, I can imagine by the end of this I'm going to be highly stressed, so I'm not going to film it. How gorgeous. Did you know that dahlias are edible? The entire plant's edible. I don't eat it, but I do plant them in the veggie patch because everything I put down there Has to be edible, and that's one of the flowers that you can pop in your veggie patch. Look how gorgeous this one is. I don't know what it's called. Oh, Bobby. Oh, little baby. Come here. Come here. Oh, oh, darling. Hand up. You're okay. Good boy. Oh, sorry about my hand. It's getting pretty dark now. So I've done a little bit of picking. Found this one last dahlia. I'm going to snap it up. This one is called Mexico. How appropriate. Gotta make sure I'm cutting the right stem here. Yep, got him. She is a stunner. We have a lot of the Mexico variety. The tubers really developed well last season, so pretty happy. She's a little one, but we like her. But yeah, it's starting to get dark now. I might wrap this up, I think. Oh, he's getting into the hothouse. Hang on. What are you doing? James, what's happening? Excuse me, friend. Where were you going? Were you going in there? You're not allowed in there. That's naughty. Jamesy, can you say you're naughty? There's off. So as I was saying, yeah, that's where we're at. It is what it is this year. Next Valentine's we will have the flower studio finished, hopefully, unless there's any major dramas, which why should there be? The van should be fully operating. We will have another year under our belts and we'll be growing more flowers. So, and the kids will be a bit older. I'll do another video after Valentine's just to tell you how it went. We'll probably share the numbers of that with you, like the profit and how it actually went. Only because we are being told it is the biggest event of the year for the flowers. So let's see what happens in this particular area. Our mentor's in a very different part of Australia to us, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. Yep, anyway, it's nearly dark here, so we're gonna switch off and just sit out here for a little bit and enjoy the outdoors. Just James and I. Everyone else is out tonight. Okay, see yous, bye.